Welcome back, Axis and Allies players, and welcome back to YouTube. During this time of a pandemic across the globe, which has not died off, and probably won't anytime soon, we know that you guys are at home working on your games, noted by the forum and all the videos coming out. Good job, guys. We are trying to get ours out too. There's a lot going on. So, again, extended tax season, so I am going to be popping in and out. So let's get started on the spring of 1954. We'll do a real quick recap, and then I've got to go back to work. Ready? Let's do this. So North Korea did lose to South Korea here, so we can look at that and know that that is pretty much historically accurate. North Korea and China did try to go up against America, and as we all know, as in history, that's just subject for failure. America was not able to contribute to the NATO fund while they were at war, so they decided that they were going to just beef up all their crap. They've got more carriers, they've got more cruisers, they've got more everything. So that being said, NATO now has the point for South Korea, and in the south, France is losing here in Saigon and Vietnam. So fail-ass France is going to have to ship their butts back to Europe, and Vietnam is going to take that point for the Warsaw Pact. Down here in Australia, they have started the nuclear program and have finished their hard water facility. And then heading over here towards the west, Nubia has been won, the influence from the KGB. Down in South Africa, the CIA is 1 point away from influence. And over in America, the KGB are getting their asses kicked by the CIA. They've lost like 3 spies in the last few rounds. And it happens, so. But up here in England, we are working on getting that nuclear program going with the hard water and nuclear reactor facilities. So those are here for you guys. Plus, it's time for upgrades. Next up in the next round, Algeria will be rebelling against France as well, because Vietnam did it, they won, so why shouldn't Algeria? Okay, up next we do have the upgrades. It is time for America and Russia to upgrade. If you have been able to read the rule sets or you've listened in, if you don't upgrade and World War III kicks off, say during the Bay of Pigs invasion or the Cuban Missile Crisis, and you haven't upgraded and you're Russia running around with like MiG-8s or MiG-9s and haven't really gotten any further than that, you're fucked. That's the nice way to put it. So America is going up to the F-4 Phantoms, F-104 Starfighters for tactical. The Hueys are coming out. So the C-130 Hercules is going to be unlocked. You can see here it is a propeller-based plane, which means it does not have to have an airfield to land. This is a huge boost to America, because that means they can land in the middle of nowhere and call it good. Unlike the other one, the B-47, which will be turning into a transport also, but has to have a airfield to land because it's jet propelled. Also, the B-47 will now be used for mid-air fueling, which is kind of nice. The B-52 Stratofortress is now the heavy strategic bomber, and the C-47 Skytrain now is the AC-47 Spectre gunship. Huge, huge improvement. Russia gets to unlock the MiG-19 for their jet fighter, and the Mi-8 helicopter is unlocked for Russia as well. China also gets access to that Mi-8 helicopter, and that's pretty much it for now. Coming up probably tonight, totally dropped that. Coming up tonight, I am going to put together a calendar that will be added to the website. I will do a series of calendars so that you can keep track of your place if you are playtesting the game. Thank you so much for everybody and all of their input for getting into this. Stay tuned for more. Thank you to Doug and Will from HPG and all of our friends across the globe. See you next time right here on The Nest.
Hello Axis and Allies players, welcome back, and we got the fall of 1954 update for you. And not much happened on the east coast of America. Actually nothing happened on the east coast of America, so we'll just skip right along. See, Russia, it's got started its upgrade. It started swapping out its MiG-9s with its MiG-19s. You can see it's already replaced the MiG squadron in Romania. And Viper's got a new MiG-19 squadron in Moscow. And she replaced the MiG-9 squadron in Leningrad with the new MiG-19. And she has started her helicopter. She's got the Mi-8 transport helicopter, and what that does is it can pick up 1 infantry, and the helicopter's got a range of 2, so basically on a 1-to-1 pairing it allows infantry to move 2 spaces a turn instead of 1. The Russian Mi-8, it doesn't have any weaponry. It is strictly an air transport, and it needs air superiority to function in a territory, or a designated fighter escort. Otherwise, it gets shot down pretty quickly. Germany is continuing to build its fleet, put down a destroyer, finished its cruiser last turn, I believe. And then France, it's started its Air Force for the first time, put down a tactical bomber, and been shifting stuff down to Algeria because the Algerians have rebelled this turn. Heck, seems like can't catch a break with France. They go from fighting in Vietnam straight into fighting in Algeria. Moved the British fleet down to the Mediterranean to make a show of force against whoever. Israel is happy to have funding again, with America not in a war. The NATO fund is actually getting money now, so Israel is happy to actually be getting money. The Indochina War is over. Viper has beaten me, and so I've pulled the surviving French forces out and started sending them back to Europe, probably to land them straight into Algeria. Consequence of me losing in Vietnam is Vietnam gets split into 2. North Vietnam goes communist, so Viper will control it, and South Vietnam goes NATO line, so I'll control that, and Siam goes neutral. And so, like Viper said, the scorecard is 2-2 right now. China has started constructing its first major factory. And then, because the Korean War is over, I started pulling out all the American units, as many as I could. I have to come back for those regular infantry in that Ranger Battalion to begin the upgrade process. I've started a airfield on Guam, and I upgraded those C-47s to AC-47s, so those are now gunships. Those are going to be pretty powerful units for me in America. They hit at attack and defend at a 6 or less, and they have target selection on anything they hit. Downside is they have to have air superiority or designated fighter escort to work, because they have no anti-fighter capability whatsoever. Let's see, Australia has finished its heavy water plant and started construction on its nuclear reactor right there. England has continued working on its nuclear program. It moved its heavy water and nuclear reactor up. And I've started the first of the upgrades. I put out the new B-52s, and I know that's not the an actual B-52. That's just what I got, so I'm using that to represent a B-52. And, oh, I forgot the espionage stuff. Viper moved her spy into Kufra to try to influence it. I moved my spy to counter it, and I won the influence roll, so I drew first blood on Kufra. But Viper has made an amazing comeback in South Africa. It was sitting at like 4-1 in my favor, and she's won the last 3 rolls, so it is tied up 5-5. So next roll will decide it all for South Africa. Oh, Israel put down its first heavy tank, the upgraded Sherman. That wasn't technically a heavy tank, but like I said, I'm just considering any main battle tank as a quote-unquote heavy tank, and the Israelis took the Sherman and upgraded it to the up to the moon. So it's, at this point in time, it's Israel's main battle tank. So we're just going to consider it a heavy tank for gameplay purposes. I think that was about it. The video seems choppy and kind of jumps around. We apologize. We're having issues with our camera. It likes to stop recording and cut out on us at random intervals. We have no idea why. But we're having to more or less take multiple shots of the video we're trying to make, and then I have to splice it together, so it doesn't always match up perfectly. So the video seems to jump around. That's why. We apologize. We're looking in on how to fix it. Hopefully we'll have it fixed sooner rather than later. But other than that, we will come back later with another update. Thanks for watching. See you then.